Earlier in the week, the member for Lingiari indicated he wished to speak on indulgence now, and I give the call to the member for Lingiari.
Yeah, thank you, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, last night we saw a very successful collaboration across the parliament to ensure 2 seats for the Northern Territory into the future. And I want to thank the Prime Minister and the government for supporting the resolution which was formulated by the Joint Standing Committee on Electoral Matters, which was put to this parliament and got bipartisan support. It guarantees us in the long term a seat in the Northern Territory. So today, this gave me the opportunity, I thought might be a good day to do it, to come here and indicate that I'm about to roll the swag. I'm a bit of a relic. I'm the only one left in this parliament, Senate or House of Reps, from the old Parliament House. So I've taken the decision that I won't be contesting at the next election. I was first elected 33 years ago, and I've had 12 elections and 31 years now in the parliament, having lost, sadly, not my delightful day, losing an election in 1996, but being re-elected in 1998. It's been an absolutely an enormous privilege to serve the people of the Northern Territory for that time, and I will continue to serve them until the next election. Of course, Christmas and Cocos Islands were also part of the seat of the Northern Territory, where I was the single member for 4 elections, and is also part of the seat of Lingiari, my current electorate, which, just to remind you, is 1.34 million square kilometres and half the Indian Ocean. You know, it's a great, great honour. I heard, there was no one else in this chamber will have watched this speech, but the great Mick Young stood in the dispatch box when he was retiring from Parliament and talked about what an honour it is to serve in this Parliament. And it is. It is a huge honour for all of us, no matter where we come from, to serve our communities, to serve the nation in this place. And it's been my honour, my great privilege, to be able to serve here as a member for the Northern Territory in the seat of Lingiari for now 31 years. I can't think of a greater honour, frankly. I don't think there's any better public services you can do than to speak, represent your electorate and represent your community and speak up on behalf of it. But it doesn't come without cost, as you well know. And this part will be made for very difficult. My family, who have shown love, loyalty, sacrifice, forbearance, and given me this support over such a long period. Elizabeth, my partner, gave birth to Frankie, our first daughter, a fortnight before the first election that I ran in. A fortnight. She was in good shape. And within a fortnight after the election, she was driving with me up the Stewart Highway as part of the new member for the Northern Territory, showing off the child. Frankie is a wonderful young woman. We've had 3 other children since. They've Tom, Tess, Jack. They've not known anything else but me being a member of Parliament. And I have to tell you that that meant many, many years where I was only home 8 or 9 nights a month. Such was the travel that's required. In fact, I did a bit of a calculation late last year. It worked out that over the years I'd been flying in the air for 2 years. Ludicrous, but nevertheless true. So I want to say thank you, Elizabeth. I love you. As I love you, Frank, Tom, Tess and Jack. you are a credit to your mother because she raised you. I was an observer and tolerated, but an observer. I obviously want to thank my friends in the Labor Party and the trade union movement for their ongoing support and the community for their working with me over those many years, still to come. My colleagues here in the caucus, you know, I've had a lot of them. I might start, known a lot of them, and remember I've seen go across this, from past this to Spacebrook now, 8 Prime Ministers, starting with Bob Hawke and Paul Keating, obviously, where I had the great privilege to serve in this period of, I'm unique in this place. Well, we're all unique, but in this case, in the Labor Party, because I've been in government for 15 years and a member of the executive for 12 of them, 6 as a parliamentary secretary, you know, assistant minister type, and 6 as a minister in various portfolios. And it has been such you all know what an honour it is to be able to work with some of the best people in this country who are people who serve us. And so I take great pleasure in remembering all of those people I've worked with, including my own staff, electoral staff and ministerial staff. I remember 2 people in particular, and I want to remember them because they're dead. Carol Burke, who used to work for me in my Darwin office, and Jack Crosby, who worked for me, both of whom passed away in the last 5 years, but both of whom gave sterling loyalty and service to the community as well as to me. We don't get many opportunities to express the disappointments we sometimes have. You know, like over the period, I've seen a bit of shenanigans. I've been shafted a bit. Don't come as a surprise. But I've hung in. And I think the interesting thing about the parliamentary process and about our caucus is that despite the differences you have, we have a common purpose. Now, there are some who are pretty adventurous, and we see them from time to time. They think they're the best thing since sliced bread. They last about 2 rounds of the revolving door and then they're off. On the other hand, we have people who have commitment on both sides of the parliament, and that we need to recognise that commitment